Is it fly by the seat of your pants or seam?
I think it's seam.
What? What do you think it is?
Seam? I don't know. I thought it was seat, but seam kind of makes sense.
Oh, I thought seat.
Fly by the seat of your
Flying
pants.
by the seat of your pants is an idiom that means to do something without a plan or make decisions in the moment.
Fly by the
Is that
seat.
what you're saying about me?
Yeah, that's what you like to do.
Mm.
I like to plan. And you're like, Isis, leave me alone.
This is Lee Hargrave, certified strength and conditioning specialist, former rocket scientist, and if it ain't on my Google Calendar, it doesn't exist.
This is Isis Hargrave, certified OPEX coach, nutrition guru, and avid planner.
This is Jared Hunsaker, certified CrossFit coach, facility manager, and I like to go with the flow.
And you've reached the enduraLAB podcast, where we dive into the science behind fitness.
The ins and outs of better health.
And lifestyle strategies to help you live your best life.
You guys ready?
Let's go.
Do it.
Welcome back. Today we're going to tackle the famous saying of, I don't have time to work out, coach.
Too busy.
Annoying.
Right? This is such an important topic because this is one thing that everyone feels like they're short on, right? Time.
Yeah, it's like I don't have time to brush my teeth. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't have time to sleep, right? I don't have time to eat, right?
Ooh, I hate that one.
I don't have time to scroll on Instagram. Or
You
as
sure do.
you know, you probably on TikTok for a limited time, right?
Yeah,
We don't know if
TikTok's
it's
about to
gonna-
get banned
No
tomorrow.
TikTok. No TikTok.
Yeah,
Instagram
I don't
Reels,
do
though.
TikTok.
What's-
Yeah, we're gonna be okay because I feel like we're on Instagram Reels.
I watch all of my TikTok on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Or like
They're
the kids,
shifting over.
they look on YouTube for TikToks or
Right, so they
whatever.
can skate the system of no social media, which we have put on our kids, right?
Yeah, and like you may not have time to do all of the important things, but you sure do know what the latest episode is of XYZ on Netflix.
Yeah, Landman.
Yeah, we're almost caught up.
The latest Bachelor.
Is that what you watch, Jared?
I like keeping up with the Kardashians.
Okay.
Why do you like watching that show? Is it just,
Oh, it's so
You learn so
exhilarating.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today we're going to unpack why workouts should be your priority. We're going to talk about how it's important for self-care, taking care of yourself, right? And we're going to perform one of my favorite things to do with clients, which is a time audit, which was inspired by a mentor of mine, actually Bobby Maximus.
What? Cool. Let's get it.
So let's start with the big picture. Why is it so important to carve out time for fitness?
So exercise is not just about looking good.
But it helps, right?
So it is a benefit for sure. But it's also about our overall health. So mentally, if we're having a tough day, work out. 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel better. Regular physical activity reduces your risk of chronic diseases. So that goes into longevity, just living a longer, healthier life, and improves energy levels. So really, working out is an investment into your overall future.
Yeah, and let's not forget about stress management. So if I'm getting worked up, usually it could be 3 things. Lee will either tell me to go work out, which usually solves the problem, usually eat,
Yeah.
or sleep. Just go to bed.
Yeah, it's, my first 3. And if one of those 3 don't work, then I'm in trouble.
You are in
I've
trouble.
probably done something wrong.
But when you work out, your body releases endorphins and gives you those natural mood lifters. So it definitely helps. It's one of the best ways to handle stress, especially because you know how busy life can get.
Yeah, especially like when you're working out with your crew, right? You got this group that you're working out with and it's fun. You can come in a bad mood and then leave in an awesome mood.
Way better mood. Yeah.
And, I always tell people you can either make time for fitness now,
Allow.
or you're going to have to make time for sickness later, right? And that goes even to when people are like, I don't want to pay for a coach, right? That's the same thing. You will pay for medication. You will pay for doctor's visits if you don't prioritize and pay for fitness now.
And the biggest thing you'll pay is time. because you'll be stuck in bed or in pain, not enjoying the things you love because you skipped your workout.
That's deep.
Ouch.
Very
Yeah. I
deep.
mean, that hurts me. I'm going to go do some push-ups.
That's
Right.
right. Do
Let's
some
go right now.
exercise snacks.
Yeah.
So the best part about working out also is it doesn't need to be an hour-long workout. You can go 20, 30 minutes, even less. You could do a Tabata and just knock it out really quick. So really, everybody should have at least 10 minutes in a day to get some type of workout in.
Yeah. If you haven't done the 4x30-30 air squats,
Oh, my gosh.
right, where you do, just try this for me, folks. If you haven't done it, it's 4 minutes long. You're going to do air squats for 30 seconds. Let's just go with a goal of 12 to 15 reps. And then for the next 30 seconds, you're going to hold a low air squat. So try to keep your thighs parallel to the ground, chest up. And then as soon as that 30 seconds are over, you're going to go right back into air squats. Okay, you repeat that
burner.
sequence for 4 minutes. Usually that's enough to get you going. I
Right.
remember we've got great stories behind the
Mhm.
4x30-30.
You might walk a little funny afterwards. It's normal.
Or you might fall off a curb, which has happened to one of our athletes before.
But do try it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Give
just
it a
one,
shot.
it's
Give
just
it a
one of those
shot.
things when people are like, I don't have time to work out. You're like, 4
Another
minutes.
option too would be to do 30 seconds of squats and rest for 30 seconds and then do another 30.
Yeah, you might want to do that one first,
Yeah.
right? If you don't
We're
do
not
air
trying
squats.
to scare you here. We're trying to motivate you. But there's two mindsets.
I'm just saying how potent time can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
4
Oh,
minutes is all you
absolutely.
need.
Point made. I get it.
Okay. So how do we shift this mindset from I don't have time to I'm making time for this, right? And I think that when I look at this, ISIS does a really good job of this. So how do you shift that mindset?
Thanks, babe. Well, it's taken a while to get to this shift, but understanding that self-care is not selfish. It's absolutely essential. If you're constantly running on empty, you won't be able to show up fully for your family, your friends, your work, or anything else. So taking care of yourself through fitness is a way to recharge and show up better in every area of your life. And that comes with making yourself the priority.
I think it would also help if you ask people at the gym, giving them like a sticker chart or a goal to get for check-ins, because a lot of people are going to make time for that.
Yeah, you're going to schedule your priorities, right? We want to think about what is a priority in our life, and we're going to try to convince you fitness and self-care should be number one because, like Isis just said, it allows you to take care of everything else in your life, right? And
I was just going to say also, you really don't know what you have until it's gone in a way. You know, you have the ability, especially when you're younger, to move your body and get up and exercise in whatever way you can at the moment, and you can progress that. So someone's like, oh, well, I'm not a runner. I could never run a 5K. Well, it starts with walking and walking for 5 to 10 minutes and then building up to that. But it's something that you should definitely not take for granted. Take it as a privilege that you get to move your body that day and
Right,
not
it's
so
not-
much a chore.
right, it's not oh my gosh, I got to go work out, right? It's, hey, I'm going to go make myself feel better. I'm going to make myself be able to do more things that, either I used to really like to do or to keep doing, right? And it also sets a example. If you guys are parents out there or you have a close friend group, right? It sets an example for those around you. When they see you prioritizing your health, it normalizes fitness as part of life, right?
Absolutely.
It's not an afterthought.
And normalizing is a really great way to put it. For example, one of our members, Liana, she just had a baby about 2 months ago, and she's ready to get back into her fitness journey, and she's really prioritizing that. And in the beginning, she tried to jump into group classes, and it didn't really work out because the baby was waking up and she had to frequently stop. So she shifted. Now she's going to open gym, and she's pacing the workouts to what she can do with the baby. And I mean, she was there for 2 hours the other
close
day.
Close to 2 hours yesterday.
Just like working with the baby / working through the workout. And so that's just an example of how someone is making fitness their priority and putting it in their schedule. I mean, we see that with people that come in at 5 a.m. before a long, grueling work day, or they're coming in at 4:30, 5:30 p.m., at the end of their day. It's like they are lunch people. I mean, everyone that is coming in are making it a priority in their day. It doesn't mean that they have more time than anyone else.
Yeah, we all have the same 24
exactly
hours.
True.
And I think that image of the mom with the baby at the gym is awesome. I always love seeing new moms coming in because they are prioritizing, they understand. And most of them, have even trained during pregnancy, and then they can't wait to get back in the gym because I don't know if you've ever lugged around a baby carrier.
They're heavy and they're awkward.
Right? And being able to lift the baby up and down, leaning over a crib. I mean, there's all of these parts of being a mom or being a parent with a toddler or a baby that require physical strength, right? And so when you're taking care of that, you can do those kind of things easier.
And it's not to say that the dads aren't, like Dan just had a baby too, like last week.
Well, he didn't have it, but
his
wife
didn't have
had
it. Yeah. They have a newborn in their house, and he was making a 5 a.m. workout, and back to like the normalization is just that usually women are seen as the main caretakers, especially when the baby's just born. So again, we are changing the narrative a little bit about what that looks like.
Can I go into one more thing about Liana?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So she said something to me that kind of emphasizes where her mindset is at with fitness. She was mentioning how baby's been kind of clingy recently, and just she's had a lot of time, like consuming a lot of time just taking care of the baby. And then she mentioned before she came to work out, she said the baby fell asleep, was out for like good 10 minutes. So she's like, this is my opportunity. I can go to the gym now and get my workout in. So the first opportunity that presented itself for her to come work out, she jumped on it and came to the gym, got her workout in. So that just kind of shows where fitness is as a priority in her life.
Absolutely. And that's going to pay off huge dividends later on in life, right? Just as far as being able to continue to play with her kid as you get older and grandkids.
And work. Her mind is going to be so much freer after
stress.
Right. After doing a workout, and she can be there for her husband and for her family. Anyway, it's really cool.
So let's get practical on time. Now that we've talked about why it's important and why you should prioritize, this is one of my favorite things to do, especially with busy professionals, because it's just going to show you how much time you actually have in your day. The first time I saw this was with Bobby Maximus when I was at Jim Jones, and I loved this, and I've continued using this with a lot of my clients. So you might want to get a pen, pencil, and a pad because we're going to get practical, right?
We're going to go on a time audit.
Okay, so let's just start. We just said everyone has 24 hours in their day, right? So we're going to take 7 days. We're going to look at a week, and we are going to start with our 7 times 24, which is 168 hours. All right, so you guys get 168 hours a week. You get 168 hours, and you get
Okay, Oprah.
Thank you.
All right. So now what I want you to do is think about how many hours you work a week, right? So let's just go high. Let's take someone that's a workaholic, and they're going to work 60 hours a week, right? That's a long work week, especially now. People think 60 hours is extreme. So we're going to take 60 hours away. That gives us 108 hours. Now, normally I would ask how many hours people sleep. And usually if they're a heavy workload, they're going to give me some kind of low number. But I'm going to give everybody 8 hours. Okay.
That would be the goal.
Right? So that's going to be 56 hours. So we're taking 56 out of there. That leaves us with 52 hours. All right. So let's talk about what else we have, right? We've got family time. How much time?
Are you including work time as commute time too? Like work?
Oh, we have commute. Yeah, sure. Commute.
Okay.
Let's do commute.
Yeah.
So let's say you drive to Dallas and back, right?
I mean,
that could be
just driving from Aledo.
Well, let's go extreme here, though.
Okay, extreme. Yeah, there are some people that live out in like Plano and stuff. Okay, so let's say like an hour and a half.
So 2
one
hours.
way.
So 2 hours, right? So that gives us 10 hours of commute. So now we're with 42 hours. Okay. Let's talk about family time. And when I talk about family time, all of this is dedicated time. You can't be on anything else. I am giving you 60 hours of work. So you're working 60 hours, right? I'm giving you 8 hours of sleep at night. So that's what you're doing. You're sleeping during that time. So when I say family time, that means everything's off and you're just sitting there
loving on your child.
Loving on your kids, right? And that's going to one of your kids' games, or it's going to Coach Mark and his cats, right? So what do you want to give? You want to give like 45 minutes a day of dedicated time?
I was going to say an hour, but I don't know.
Okay, you want to say like 5 hours, 7 hours of dedicated, just like sit, talk, watch. So that would be 7.
Or like family time, I guess, just in general, right?
So we still got 35 hours. So maybe grocery shopping.
Sure.
Right, you got Instacart, that time goes way down, but the expense goes up.
Yeah.
So how many hours would you say grocery shopping a week?
I don't know, 2 to 3.
You spend 2 hours at a grocery store?
I mean, we're talking about driving to the grocery store.
See, it's okay.
Yeah, you can tell who grocery shops in our family.
Ouch, wow. Okay, so how about add...
What about you, Jared? How long do you take it? Like
to a grocery shop?
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes.
Okay, but like then to drive home?
So the whole
it's probably
trip
on his way back from work.
Probably like 45 minutes.
Okay.
I would say say an hour.
And how many times do you grocery shop a week?
Once.
Okay.
It's one trip.
So he's doing it in an hour. We're saying 3. Do we want to meet in the middle and say 2?
Sure.
So also, I don't have kids.
Thank you,
So I'm not
Jared.
shopping for a whole family.
Oh, you want to know how you lengthen your time in a grocery store is take kids. Unless they're a teenager, then it shortens the time because they're like, can we get out of here, right? Okay, so we got 33 hours left. How about meal prep? Jared,
Meal prep.
how long do you spend on meal prep?
Because I do it probably every day. I would say at least an hour every day.
Okay.
Cooking and prepping the food.
What do you say, Isis? I mean, I prep some too.
Good to keep a straight face.
I mean, lately, though, I've been killing it, and I'm on this path of sourdough.
I do a lot of my prepping during, like, when I'm cooking. So I guess if we're talking about cooking, and prepping,
cook prep.
Probably at least like 20 minutes a meal, an hour a day.
Okay. So 7 hours. So that takes us to 26 hours. Wow.
Are we including workout time in this audit? Or
No,
is that
we're
Not
going to
yet.
find out
Okay.
if we have time to work out. I sure hope this works out, that we do have time. So we started off at 168 hours. We took off 60 hours for work, so we're at 108. Then we took off 56 hours for 8 hours of sleep of 7 days, so we're at 52 hours. We then removed 10 hours for commute, so 2 hours a day during the work week. We took out 7 hours of family time, so we're at 35. Then we did 2 hours of grocery shopping, 33, 7 hours of food prep, 26 hours. So now we're sitting at just under 4 hours of day.
We need to schedule cleaning time.
Oh, house cleaning. Okay,
Chores,
perfect.
Yeah.
So how many hours a day do you want for cleaning?
I mean, I guess 30 minutes a day should suffice. I mean, minimum.
Let's go an hour a day.
Okay.
So there's an hour a day of cleaning. Now we have 19 hours remaining. I'm trying to think about how much time else we can do. So we've got 19 hours right now. All I'm asking for is 5 hours of fitness. Okay.
I think because 19 hours, we didn't really go over like downtime, like not in a good way. Like for me, it'd just be like on Instagram, how much I spend on Instagram. Just
I mean, I've given you family time, and I've given you 8 hours of sleep when you talk about reset, right?
Downtime.
But now, if we go 19 hours, I'm going to give you, I mean, that's all your time. You can do whatever you want. You can binge on Netflix. You can hop on your IG. Right?
scroll a little bit.
You can spend the final 19 hours left of TikTok. No, but so let's take out 5 hours for fitness, and then I'm just going to give you 14 hours of your own time. I mean, I think that's pretty nice. So
Even if you doubled that, like let's say you commuted to the gym, because some people do.
right.
So you're still giving like 10 hours for fitness, and you would still have 9 hours left.
Yeah, I mean, 5 hours commute. If you're commuting for 15 hours a week, 3 hours a day, that's a lot of commuting. I would definitely invest in some audiobooks,
Yeah.
you know,
Learn a new language.
or listen
We
to.
should be doing Portuguese. by
Sorry,
the
I don't
way.
even know why I'm saying that. You should be listening to the enduraLAB podcast.
Oh, that's right.
My bad. Audiobooks are so last year. enduraLAB podcast, that's where it's at. So yeah, I mean, you can look at all of these things, and then, you know, really you can do a time audit yourself of how much time you're spending doing each thing, right? So where are your time wasters?
And there's cool things that you can look at on your phone. Like you can look at your app usage to see how much time you are scrolling through TikTok. Jared, pull it up. What did you do yesterday?
Oh,
By the
no.
way, saw this cool thing
What?
on some email I got yesterday. Guess how much the average person checks their phone throughout the day?
Oh, mine's ridiculous.
But guess
Like how many times they open it?
how many times they check their phone?
I
Grab
would
it
say
and look at it.
100.
200. It
Jared's-
depends on what you do, though.
It's over 200 times. No, this is the average person.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Guess what the average time spent on the phone a day is? And that's
6
scrolling,
hours.
watching. What do you think, Jared? Average time.
I'm going to say like 3 hours between the whole day.
Yeah, it's your youth. You don't have any.
I want to
Am
see
I-
his numbers.
Am
Yeah.
I way off? I'm trying to figure out.
I'm trying-
The
I wanna
average
see-
time is 5 hours and 1
Yep.
minute.
Yep.
I mean, so yeah, you're looking at wasting time.
How do
Obviously, technology. How do you go to it?
I just went to settings,
Settings
And
and
then,
screen
like,
time. Should
swipe
be-
down on your, or you could just swipe down on your homepage and then search screen time. Because
This
it's
is
on
what-
today.
This is one of the things that Isis always hates when she's like, "You're always on your phone." I'm like, let's compare screen time. She's like, "Nope."
Never mind.
My daily average of screen time is almost 4 hours, but I also use my phone a lot and have it open with my like programming.
Right.
So I feel like my phone I use a lot for, and I have smart home. So everything, turning on the lights, like everything requires a phone. But if you look at the apps,
Yeah,
you
the
can
apps are
see
better.
like Instagram, I have 2 hours and 19 minutes. Daily average,
could be
19
some of your
minutes.
work. Could be some work.
True. I
right?
work on Instagram. Yeah. Jared, what was yours?
So
Instagram.
you're not going to believe me. Instagram, 34 minutes
Yesterday.
Oh yeah.
yesterday.
Wow.
But I did have 2.5 hours on YouTube.
Mm.
But most of that, I'm like cooking or doing dishes. I have videos going on in the background, just
Yeah.
background noise. But I'm kind of surprised. 34 minutes.
How much time on TikTok?
Zero. I don't even. Oh, I do have TikTok downloaded, but
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to miss it. That's
the
good.
push press app, 2.5 hours. I need to cut down on that.
See, that's work.
Yeah.
So
We do this with Jack to teach him too how much time he's using, and he'll be playing video games and have his like YouTube scrolling shorts. Like there's so much stimulation and so much brain rot happening there.
really
Right.
uses a term that some people might not even understand, brain rot.
Oh, is that like a hip term?
Yeah, so like brain rot, for those of you who may not have a teenager, is basically all of these really short videos that are just making you, I would say, dumber.
Dumber.
Right?
Mm.
There's
They're funny.
there's nothing to, in fact, some of them aren't even funny, but I guess maybe that's my age.
No, yeah, there's some that are not funny.
Yeah. And it's just scrolling constantly, and it is damaging our youth.
And we get in that rut easily. Like you love to watch Instagram reels, and when you hear Lee belly laughing, you know he's just brain rot deluxe.
When the algorithm hits it,
It
I mean,
hits hard.
oh, yeah.
He's like,
When they're-
ISIS, watch this. I'm like, I'm getting up because I can't even watch another stupid
It's
video.
not like, it's not very often, but when I get into it, if you receive a lot of videos from me from Instagram, number one, it's only in like one short time frame.
Yeah.
And it's just like video. And then I'm off of it.
And it's okay. I mean, it doesn't happen very often. And to Jared's point, you need some downtime. You need some time where your brain is just, not having to think, and you just
There's some bangers out
laughing.
there.
No, the one you reposted the other day about you run like a marathon, you sit down for 5 minutes, the Garmin's like looking at you.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Like you're unproductive.
that's so Lee, like the algorithm hit on that
Oh,
post
yeah.
for you.
I mean, they really got me that day. you
But
know?
it's why my goal for January was to get up, and right when I get up, I walk the dog and I get outside, because it's so easy to just pick up your phone and start scrolling. And so that was a habit that I wanted to form in the new year. But something I do with clients too, along with this time audit, is I call it the perfect day. And that's kind of based off of precision nutrition. But I go through a perfect day and what that would look like, including eating well, sleeping, getting your exercise. And it does include things. I like to tell people, give yourself an hour for Netflix or an hour for social media if you have that time in the day. And usually if you don't have time, it's because either you have a different priority, because a lot of times people will be like, oh, well, that's not how my typical day goes. And I go, well, we're not doing a typical, we're doing a perfect. In an ideal world, what would you want to be like? Because that's really important. To be the person you want to be, you have to live that way.
Absolutely.
So when we go through that perfect day, you really realize, okay, I have got to change my routine a little bit.
Right, and it gives you something, a goal to strive for. And I think that is super important when you talk about priorities. So when you build something like a perfect day, hopefully you're putting your priorities in there. And if you build something like that and you go a month and you're never hitting it, obviously you have different priorities, or you need to reprioritize if you really want to hit all of your goals, right? Today is about making fitness a priority, because there is nothing that you could take or do that is going to provide the benefits of a good fitness program, right? If there was a pill that gave you the benefits of exercise, it would be the only pill. You would be paying thousands of dollars to try to get your hands on it. And it is something that's right in front of you that you could get every day right now. And that is just a workout. And we're not talking, they don't have to be 2-hour grueling workouts, right? We can chop them up. We talk about exercise snacks. You can do a 20-minute workout at home with just body weight. Of course, our preferred method is to work with a coach and have a structured program that deals with progressive overload. It takes you from where you're at and brings you to a better spot. Obviously, strength training with a focus, getting in some VO2 work, working mobility, stability, that is the ideal program, right? But
And
just
being
making it a priority.
consistent with it is definitely more important than the duration. So if you get a 2-hour workout one day, but the rest of the days you're not working out, that's not as beneficial. So just stick to consistency at least 2 times. We prefer 3. And again, going for it every day, 20, 30 minutes.
Movement, right? And it might be if you guys are just starting off and this just seems like a huge mountain to take on, maybe it is a 10-minute walk every morning and every night, right? Start small, work your way up, and always know that when people are intimidated to walk into a gym, we get this a lot of times even at enduraLAB, like, hey, I'm not ready to come to enduraLAB. I'm going to work out on my own, or I'm going to go to this other gym and try to get my fit. The quickest way to get fit is to walk through the doors of the gym. All right. So if you guys want to come in and check out enduraLAB, the quickest way to actually get ready for enduraLAB is to start enduraLAB.
Right.
So let's wrap it up with some actionable tips for our listeners. Isis, what's one thing someone can do today to start making time for workouts?
I would say definitely performing that time audit and seeing what time wasters they're finding or those hidden gaps that they could make the most use of.
I would say a good goal would be to kind of almost announce what you're trying to do to friends or family, and then that's kind of some built-in support.
Yeah, join a fitness community, work with a coach, right? I think about, like, I live and die with my Google Calendar, right? If it's not on there, it really doesn't exist in my day. So my thing would be block out some time to do fitness. And you can start small. If it's not a part of your routine now, just give me a 30-minute block, right? And start doing some walking or start doing some basic body weight movements or schedule a consult, But just remember, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's about how you choose to use them. By making fitness a priority and being intentional with your time, you can fit workout into even the busiest schedule. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you found this episode useful. Please share, subscribe, and comment. Remember, you can always catch us on Instagram at enduraLAB. Until next time,
keep moving,
eat well,
and stay strong.
Bye.
Peace.